Hello everybody and welcome back to Coloring with Haley. It's time for everyone's favorite part of the month, my finished pages for the month, and I'm going to go ahead because I have been meaning to do it the last few times and start out with the markers I used up this month and over the last couple of months. I can't remember the last time I actually remembered to show you guys the markers. So we lost one of my Spectrum Noir markers. This is LG3, which I believe means light green 3. I lost a Bic Market. This was when they had the original Bic Market name, so this has been around for a while. This is in Desert Rose. Again, this is under Bic Market before they changed names. And this was the Fandango Pink. I lost some regular old Sharpies in brown and red because I like to use those as well in the color by number books. This is when they changed to Bic Intensity, which is what they are now, and this is Key Lime. This is when they were Bic Marking, so yeah, they went through Market, Marking, and then Intensity. They've gone through a lot of name changes. And the Marking was the one that was in the middle. And this is Hot Aqua. And I have another original Bic Market marker in Sunset Orange, and then the same color, but under the name Marking. Also Sunset Orange. I went through a lot of oranges this month. I don't really know why. June seemed like a really long month for me. It seemed to drag out, so I honestly don't remember all of the pages that I colored in June. I guess we will see in my World of Mice if I used a lot of orange. Like I said, I don't remember. So the first book I'm going to show you is Kawaii Summer. This is by Colored Caramel, and it is a book that I bought new this month. And it is super cute, and I am in love with it, and as you can see I kind of went crazy and did 3 pages in it, which is unusual for me to do with a new book. I usually just color 1 page in it, but I don't know, I was just loving this book. It has, as you can see, here's the first page I did, it's simple artwork with big thick black lines that I think lends itself really well to just coloring it with a marker. You know, I don't do any shading or anything special in this one. I just colored it straightforward with a marker, so it kind of, I mean, I did so many, I think, because I was able to do them quicker. I did put a little bit of glitter on the unicorn's horn there. So this was the first page I did here, the pineapple in the inner tube. These are all kind of summer-themed pages. Let me see what the next one is. I think this was the very first one I colored. I don't remember. I never put the dates on my pages. I know some people like to put the dates on their pages, but I've never done it. So part of me is like, why start now? But then I'm like, oh, I wish I remembered when I did this page. I think this is the very first one I did, which is this flamingo here drinking lemonade. And she also has glitter on her sunglasses, if you can see there. And again, just straightforward coloring with markers, you know, nothing super special, but I still really like how these pages turn out. They just turn out really well. And then the last one I did was this page with all of the fruit on it. So we got the watermelon and the avocado and the banana and the orange and the pineapple and the strawberry. This could have been a cantaloupe or a honeydew melon, but I made it in orange. I thought to me it looked maybe a little bit more like an orange. It's a little bit early in the summer for our watermelons to start coming in, but we have been getting a lot of strawberries in our garden. But I thought this was just a perfect page because I love fruit. This was a good summertime fruit page. I wouldn't really say tropical because you do have some stuff on there like the watermelon and the orange and the strawberry that aren't exactly tropical, but just a summertime fruit and vegetable, you know, kind of the things you like to eat in the summer to keep cool type of page. And again, I didn't even put any glitter on this one. This one was just straight coloring with my markers, and I like how they all turned out. So, next up I did a page out of Glamour Ghouls Pinups. I haven't worked in here in a while, and I thought it was time to go back to this book. And here is my page for this month. I really like how this page turned out. She has a little monster on her stomach, so that is what I'm calling this page, the little monster page. It's kind of got the... Ooh, what are the... the plant that says "Feed Me, Seymour." What movie is that? Little Shop of Horrors, right? Yes. That is what this plant reminded me of, but it also reminded me of the piranha plants from Mario. So I made my little piranha plants from Mario. And she is wearing a lot of colors this month. There was a hashtag on Instagram, and I colored this for the hashtag, Color with Pride, but I honestly think I forgot to post it. Yikes. So that's where the inspiration for the color on her cape came from. I didn't really have any idea what I wanted to do with her cape. I knew I didn't want it to be the same as her underwear, but then I saw that hashtag going around and I was like, oh, that's the perfect idea for what color to do her cape in. And I did use glitter gel pens on this, the eyeshadow on the plants and her eyeshadow and this little spider and the toes of the foot up there are all glittery. Since it's not as big, I don't know if it'll show up very well. There we go. And I used white paint to do the lace on her underwear, which I think turned out really cute. And I used my Milky Pop gel pens to do some of her tattoos as well. Because I just wanted them to stand out. Usually I do the tattoos in black, but there was too much going on. Especially with this tattoo down here. If I did it all in black, it would sort of come out like a big black blob. And I didn't want it to look like that. So that's the inspiration for that. And I think this just turned out super cute. I love how it turned out, and I need to work more in this book because it was one of my 10 books to finish. But I've kind of forgotten about it. I got so many new books this year that I've been working in. And then I did a page in Pastel Goth. This was towards the beginning of the month. I remember that. I did this little bat. For a minute there, I was really into bats. I saw a video about giant flying fruit bats in South America, and then I just like went down a rabbit hole about bats. And these are like giant bats that are like 5 feet. They're like the size of me because I'm a very short person. So I was like, oh my gosh, I have to color a bat page because I'm obsessed with bats right now. And it like lasted 2 days, you know. But still, I went to find a bat page, and of course, this book was where I turned to first because I thought it might have a cute bat page in it. And it did. So we just got this little purple bat here upside down on the rib cage, and I don't really consider it shading, but with some of these books, I like to take a lighter color and do the picture in that, and then do like a darker outline around the outside of it. And you can see that I've done that with the bat and the rib cage, because those are kind of the central things in this picture to me. You know, these little background decorations are just background decorations. And there is glitter on all of these stars. This is another good book to use your glitter in because it is kind of simple pictures. I'm really enjoying these simple pictures with my markers, whether I straight color them or decide to do the outlines like I did in this. I think they turn out awesome. They look really good on camera even. And I'm happy with how this picture turned out. It was super cute. I'm glad I was able to find a cutesy little bat page. And I decided to do the ribcage here in yellow because I think purple and yellow goes together rather than, you know, making it white or cream or whatever color you might use for bones. That was my page from Pastel Goth. It has been a while since I have done a Mystery Colors magazine page. So I decided at the very end of this month that I may as well use the last few days of the month to try and do a page in here. Now this is the Pets issue, and this was an older issue. It may in fact be like one of the first issues. I don't really remember. There's not an issue number on it. And I did the newt. Here it is. I've talked before when I did these pages that they take me a really long time to do. And this did. This took me 4 hours to finish over the course of a couple of nights. It's because I think the shapes that make up... Here's an uncolored page. The uncolored page are... Well, they're not squares, they're not circles. They're weird shapes. They're weird 4-sided shapes, 6-sided shapes, little pieces here and there and everywhere. So you kind of have to be careful coloring them. Some of them are jagged, some of them are smooth, you know. And it just takes a while for me to sit down and do one. They look awesome when they're finished, especially on camera. There's something about the further away you are from the picture, like the better the shading and everything looks with these. And again, I've got several of these magazines, but they just take me so long to do that I really have to be in the right mood to want to sit down and color a picture in this style of book. So I think that I am done buying the mystery color magazines for now. I haven't bought one since the dinosaur issue, and 4 issues is going to last me pretty much forever, with as slowly as I go through them. Unless they put out an issue that is like all frogs, I think I'm done buying them and I just need to work through what I have. But there is a fun fact on each page about the animals you color in this one, and so I will read you that fun fact just because. This one says, a type of salamander, this amphibian can regenerate most of its body, the jaw, limbs, spine, and even the heart and intestines. I think the idea is that the fun fact is supposed to give you a little bit of a hint about what you are coloring, but I personally always go to the back and pick out a page. I don't do the mystery part of the mystery colors. I go to the back and I'm like, oh yeah, I want to color a frog. And so I find the frog page. But this time I wanted to do a newt. So there's that. And as always, I just use the little Staedtler markers that I have. They're not the 326s. I bought them when our Office Depot is going out of business. They're just these Staedtler double-ended permanent markers. And this is just an 18 color set, which is usually enough for that book there. And I don't know, I don't know what I'd call them. I guess just the Staedtler permanent markers. But that's what I use in that. Of course, I did a page from SciFi Babes. I've been doing a page in here every month in an attempt to finish this book. And this month I did Sally Space. And again, if you are new here, all of these pages have a little blurb on the side that gives you the name of the girl and like a little bit of information about them. So I flipped to this page uncolored, and I thought that the general like face shape and the sculpt of the eyebrows and everything on this girl looked to me like Billie Eilish. And I don't really know much about Billie Eilish, just I've seen her, you know, on TV and stuff. And I was like, this looks like Billie Eilish. And I know that she sometimes wears green and black colors, so that was just my inspiration for this page. I didn't look up any particular outfits that she's worn or anything, because again, I don't really know too much about her. I don't even, other than that song Bad Guy, I don't really even know the names of any of her music to like look up what she was wearing in a music video or anything. I just went with the green and black theme, which as you can tell from the back of the page I've colored in here in the past, I really like using green and black in this book. But I still think that this turned out awesome. I managed to finally get a combination of markers settled that does look like a nicer tan skin tone. And I used my paint pens to do a little bit of the outlining around the highlights on, I guess you could call these glasses. They're not really connected like sunglasses, but they sort of do remind me of big sunglasses. And I used a lot of gel pen on this one. Let's see. These above her eyebrows I thought would be better as piercings. I don't know if they were supposed to maybe be like she shaved her eyebrows a little weird or something, but I did this as a piercing down here as well. And then the goo that is running out from under her eyes is also in gel pen, and that's in the dual metallic, so in certain light it does look green, but because I've got my bright lights shining over right now, it is a little bit blue. And I just really like how this page turned out. I will read you Sally Space's little blurb. It says she is 32 Earth years old, and she is voluntarily living in her space car. Okay, she's voluntarily living out of her space car. And she is Rachel Robot's sister. Alright, you know what? Is Rachel Robot in here? Oh, she is. Okay, this is Rachel Robot. Oh, so that works out that I colored them both black and green because they are sisters. So, that worked out, didn't it? I didn't know that she was her sister. I didn't really read the blurb at the time that I colored it. I just picked this page because I thought it looked like Billie Eilish. And it was bothering me that I hadn't colored it. I did go back to this page here with Rachel Robot and use my black marker to touch up some of the space in here. I talked about this, I think, last month. Sometimes when... Here, let me find an uncolored one. The black sometimes is not super solid black when Amazon prints. something for you. It's like a little bit of a lightish gray, and if you use a much darker color against it, it really shows that it's a light gray. So I did go back in on this one with a black marker. This is a page that I colored months and months ago. But I did notice that I had forgotten to go back into my black marker on that one. But the main page I did was this one here, Sally Space. And I like how she turned out, and she still, to me, looks like Billie Eilish. So that was my page out of there this month. Let's see. Alright, I did Koishi Cuties, and I believe this is by, let me see, a May World, a My World, yeah, okay, it doesn't say, does it? No, and it's AMAI. That's either the publisher or perhaps even the artist behind this one. And this is a book that I bought last year, I think, actually, and never colored in, despite it being the straightforward, cute, chibi type of book that I like to color in. And we did this page on camera. It was for a sped up color in chat because our internet was not having it this month. And I couldn't upload a long form color in chat. It just wouldn't work. The internet wouldn't allow me to do it. So as you can see, this is again another book with like a basic chibi style, thick black lines. Works good for the simple type of coloring if you like to do that. I didn't do any shading or anything here. I just straightforward colored it up, and I used gel pen on a few things here. The mouths of the little sushi, and this here is called a naruto. It's a fish cake they put in your sushi, and the swirl in the middle is always this bright pink color. So I did that with a gel pen too. I did a little bit of outlining here on the smoke around what I guess is supposed to be maybe Mount Fuji. And there is glitter on here as well. The petals there in the background, that'll show up, there we go, are glittery as well. This is a super cute page. I was just really feeling it with all the different types of little sushi on here. I'm not even really a big sushi fan. I just thought this one was super cute, so that is the page I did out of here. And, okay, we have arrived at World of Mice, which I know I did 2 pages in, and I said already this month felt really, really slow to me. I don't know, from June 1st to today that I'm filming June 30th, it felt like a whole year happened in between then to me. I don't know, it just went by really slow. So I honestly don't remember what these pages looked like, and I uploaded them to Instagram. Okay, and we are on the landscape style ones now. Looks like this one was the little mice taking a shower underneath a flower that rhymes. This one is cute, and there's not a lot of orange on this one, so I don't know what really happened there with my orange markers. I guess maybe it was the next one that really zapped me out of all of my orange. But I am still trying to finish this book, and if I've counted up correctly, I think I will be done with this book in October. So that's good, if I keep doing 2 pages a month. And again, there's not a lot of orange on this one either, so I don't really know where all of my orange went this month. I used it somewhere though, didn't I? This one is super cute. What do we got here? The mice are in like the kitchen sink, because there's a cup, so I think it's the kitchen sink. They're also on a little boat and on a little rubber ducky. That is super cute. Again, I'm like seeing this with you for the first time almost, because I haven't opened up this book since I colored this like the first week of June. So I don't even remember what I did. This one is adorable though. I still love coloring in this book and still really want to finish it. I will be skipping this page here because I did this one for Easter, and moving on to this Cherry Jam page next to do my 2 pages for July. Next up we have the Whimsical Girls Celebrate the Holidays and Other Festive Occasions. There were 2 pages this month. And the first one was Graduation. Graduation here is usually in May, but May and June are kind of just right there together, so it's pretty fitting. And I did the, I guess you call it the difficult version because it has more in it. The simpler version is just the girl herself, so. I wanted to give her kind of a crazy hair color because I thought maybe she's graduating from college, because I'm going to be a college graduate soon enough. that's already creeping up on me. It's my senior year when I go back. And they kind of let you dye your hair whatever color you want in college. It's not as strict, you know, as high school. And I even gave some of the people at here crazy hair colors too. This girl has blue hair. There's one with green hair, bright orange hair. I just went kind of all in. And I did the robes in a greenish blue color. I have seen a little bit of variation to graduation robes. You know, they're not all black. I've seen some that are dark red even. So I wanted to do mine just a little bit different because I thought maybe everyone is going to do, you know, like the solid blackish gray robe. So that was my attempt to be a little different. And I did use some gel pen on the tassel on some of the caps. Let's see if that'll show up. There you go. You can kind of see it. And the paint is just for her pupils because Hannah Lynn's girls never really have like white in any of their eyes. You know, they're big solid pupils, so I like to add a little bit of white to that anytime I color them. This is a fun page to color, and I think that the difficult version was simple enough, so. Next up was the wedding. And I also really like how this one turned out. I did do the wedding dress in white. I know some people probably went and did different colors for the wedding dress, but I just wanted to keep it in white, and I did do that simple kind of outlining in the wedding dress with a little bit of a grayish color marker, and I made this like a wisteria tree, and her colors were red and some of this purple. She's just, I didn't do any crazy hair or anything, you know, just regular normal hair for her wedding. And I noticed after I uploaded this on Instagram, by the way, that I forgot to color this fence in the background. So if you actually go back and look at this on Instagram, this fence is white, and I meant to color it brown. So I had to go back and color it after that. And there was no glitter on this one. I didn't really, I guess if I had stickles, I could have gotten like her whole veil in glitter, but I don't. I just have the gel pens, and I didn't really feel like doing the whole veil in glitter with the gel pen. So there was nothing else to me on this picture to be done in glitter. And I know for the next month here in July, we'll definitely be doing this Independence Day one. So I'm excited for that. Probably the happy birthday too. We will have to see what the Coloring Diva says are the pages. But those are what I'm thinking the pages are going to be. And finally, we have arrived at the one you all like seeing pages from the most. Chibi Girls Grayscale 2 books in 1, and this is no longer available in this format. You now have to buy the Chibi Girls 4 books in 1. So if you're looking for this book, it's not going to look like this on Amazon, and it's going to have a different name. But as you know, I have been trying to complete this book, and I have 12 pages left going into July, so I should finish it in December. And I did 3 in here this month rather than just 2 because I had the extra time. So the first one I did here is this cheerleader. And I can remember doing this one in the original Chibi Girls book. And even in that original book, I wasn't exactly sure what was going on around here in the background. It's not super clear to me. I think it's supposed to be the stadium, but then, you know, what is this here? What are these lines? So I think the last time I colored it, I was like, oh, these are a big TV, and this is the TV screen. This time I was like, alright, she's at a football game, and this here is the goal. Does that make sense, right? And there is a line through here, so I did make the stadium, or what I'm assuming is the stadium, 2 different colors, the black and blue. And then I used a lot of white paint in this picture. I outlined all of the marks on the field. I do not know what they are called because I'm not a football fan. They're the field, I don't know the field marks. I just did them in white because I do know that is what they look like. Her shoelaces are also done in white, as are her eyes up here, and some of the confetti as well. And she has glitter on her pom-poms and on some of the pieces of confetti as well. This is a super cute and fun page to color. Like I said, I'm not really a sports fan, so I just picked 2 random colors I thought would look good together rather than trying to make her, you know, like an actual sports team. So that's why she is pink and blue. if there is any pink and blue team out there, then I suppose she could be a cheerleader for their team. But I'm very happy with how this turned out, especially because I just wasn't sure what was going on back here in the background. I think it looks good how it is with it maybe being the football goal. I think I managed to make it turn out, you know, like a good picture, like it makes sense, right? And then I did this one at the very, very first of the month. We've got these two girls here, and I don't know what's going on in this picture. They're like maybe at laser tag, or maybe they're in a video game or something. I don't know. But I had a lot of fun with this one. I actually based both of these girls on females from fiction. So this girl here is actually from a video game. This is Samus from the Metroid series. And this girl here is from anime or manga as well. She's from the Neon Genesis Evangelion series. So if you think that either of these girls looked familiar when I uploaded it on Instagram, you would be right. I did base them on two famous ladies that kind of wear the same style of outfit. Especially Samus. She essentially has the same outfit. So I did look up on the internet the colors, you know, of the outfits they wear in their respective shows and games, and that's what I based them on, same with the hair color and the eye color. And I think it turned out really, really well. I just went with a kind of gray setting for the background with these cubes everywhere, because I wasn't, again, I'm not sure of the setting. Maybe they're at laser tag, maybe they're in a video game, you know, you could make it whatever you wanted. And to me, the setting just seemed like it would be like an old warehouse, right? So that's why I went with the gray coloring. And I used a lot of white paint for highlights on their outfits. I don't know what the outfits are supposed to be. Maybe they're robots, you know, maybe they're like a robot suit, maybe they're like spandex, like superheroes, you know, it could be whatever. And then I did some on the window here as well. And yes, I did use glitter on their outfits for the, there's a lot of triangle shapes on these outfits. And so I glittered that up to kind of like draw attention to it and kind of make it stand out a little bit. And I'm very, very happy with how this page turned out. It took me a few days to do because there were so many little fine details that I wanted to get just exact. But I'm thrilled with how it came out. And then I did this girl here. At first, when I was coloring this picture, I thought that she was a performer on stage, like maybe she is like a hip-hop artist on stage or like a backup dancer or something. But the more I looked at it, the more I realized I think she's actually at like a club. She's out partying, she's out dancing at the club. So that's what I went with here. I went with the club kind of being purple themed, and I'm like in love with how this picture turned out. It turned out really, really good. I thought she was kind of wearing clothes from like the early 2000s, so that's what I went with, especially the shoes. I made her shoes the Converse All-Stars because that is the shoes I wore all the time in the 2000s, and I know that that was what was popular then. So I did the black and white Converse All-Stars. I even did the little line that goes around them, and I used white paint on the shoelaces. She's got on her jeans with the belt and her little tube top, and she's got on all of her jewelry, which is glittery. The ring and the piercing in her ears and the bracelets, those are all glittery. And then I did use quite a bit of paint on this one. Again, I went with a purple setting just because I thought, I don't know, I like the color purple. I thought maybe it'd be fun if the club was purple, right? So I even did purple smoke, and for the smoke, I outlined all of it with my purple Posca paint marker because I don't get to use it too much. Let me hold this up a little bit so you can see it better. It's a nice dark purple color, and it really covers the black lines well. I did the floor just a solid color. I suppose I could have made it like those light up dance floors where it's like you step on a certain color, but I just did it solid. I did the lights with a bit of white paint because the actual picture before it was colored in did have lines here so that it appeared these lights were on and, you know, shining, and I wanted to make that stand out because once you color it in, it kind of eats up those lines a little bit and it doesn't look like the lights are on at all. So I made them a lighter purple color, and I did the paint on the outside to make them stand out, and the lights themselves are glittered so that that's my way of showing that they're on and they're glittery, right? That's the way I always like to color fire too, to show that it's, you know, crackling and popping like a real fire. But I'm thrilled with how this one came out as well. I'm very happy with the pages I did this month. I think this one turned out awesome. I'm in love with the purple smoke that I did for this one. This one was just so fun to color. So I do have 12 pictures left at the speed of 2 a month. I should be done with that book on time. And here's my big stack. Let's see how many I colored this month. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think I got to color more this month than usual. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13, 14, 15. Alright, 15 pages, and this month had an even 30 days, didn't it? So that is like a page every other day. That's awesome for me. I don't normally get done that many. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed all of the pages that I was able to color this month.